welcome back to my channel. We are actually going to be giving this chair a makeover. It is my mother-in-law's and she's a teacher and wants it painted for her classroom. So this is going to be something that I've never done, a little bit more intricate painting than I'm used to. So let's see how it goes. And here's the before of the chair. It is super dirty. It's probably been sitting in a garage for some time. And it looks like they painted over white with black and didn't do any prep work, so it's scraping off really easily. So we're gonna have to get all of the black paint off before we can even start. We're gonna start by giving this a cleaning with, Simple Green, and then I have a bucket of hot water with a rag. It looks like this has been probably sitting in a garage or outside for a while, so it looks a little dirty. So let's go. Next up is sanding. I started with a 220 grit sandpaper and it was getting the paint off, but it wasn't cutting through very quickly. So I switched to a 120 grit and that worked a little bit better. On the spindles, it's a lot of hand sanding. I've tried to use almost every tool that I own and even bought some just to try to make it easier, and nothing really made it easier. So my suggestion to you is, if you ever do this, is to not get a chair that's already painted. That way you don't have to go through the struggles of getting every little piece off, because this was not the most fun I've ever had. But the tools that I've tried using were like scrapers and obviously the sander, and then I use like a oscillating tool with the sandpaper on it, and I mean, some of it worked. It just, none of it was fast and just very simple. So I would highly recommend getting a chair that you don't need to get any paint off of. Oh, and I also tried stripping it, but they must have used a latex paint or something, because the stripper that I used wasn't breaking through and getting all of the white off as well. So I just stuck to sanding it. I am so glad the sanding is over now and we're on to priming. I used a water-based primer and did 2 coats trying to cover some of that black paint. I didn't completely get every little piece off, and so I wanted to make sure I got good coverage and good adherence. So I did 2 coats of the water-based 123 Zinger primer. Now that we got all the prep work over, we can start the fun stuff and making this chair into a reality. And to be honest, I completely winged this. I looked up different teacher chairs on Pinterest and did a compilation of different ideas that I've seen, and just kind of went with it. And if I wasn't feeling something, I started over in that area. But I kind of just winged it. The only thing I would change now is I probably would have bought a little bit better paint. I used craft paint because I thought it was going to be a little bit cheaper in the end having to buy all the different colors. But I think if I would have been able to get a little bit higher quality paint, that it would have made it a little bit easier because I had to do a ton of coats using the craft paint instead of an actual furniture or enamel type paint. I got a stencil made to put her name on the chair. I knew my handwriting was not going to be legible, so I got this Cricut stencil and was able to place all the letters on, and they stuck to the chair. I'm topping everything off with 3 coats of a polyacrylic top coat. It is a water-based top coat by Minwax, and it'll leave it with a really hard, durable finish because I know kids will be playing on this chair, so I want to make sure that it lasts for a long time. And here's how the chair turned out. To be honest, I was really nervous when starting this project, and it turned out way better than even I expected it to. But I'm so excited to give it to her and see the look on her face when she sees it. And if you learned anything or you like this video, please comment and subscribe so you can follow along and see more flips. And I'll catch you on the flippity flip.